Hello everyone and welcome once again to another commentary videos, this time featuring popular modern names once again and Go7. We all know Go7, one of the best folk players out there, currently #1 in the global league, and also he's top 5 last time I checked in the standard league. Popular modern names, also known as Rhizosphere, has been featured in my videos previously, and it has come as a guest. He's a very good player too, up into the 1300s, if I remember correctly, almost 1400s, if not already there. And this is a global league map, folk map, tier 1 of Haiphong. It's the name of the map. I don't know if I'm pronouncing correctly or anything, but anyways, this map has very exposed com towers, as you can see, guys, so that enables Javier as a really good option. Also, this is a very, well, not very, but relatively small map, and there will be a lot of fighting, more than there is in Fog normally, which will make Bumble even stronger, because he likes brawly maps where he can utilize her day-to-day as much as possible in the early game. That's something that Hawk doesn't like as much, because that means he won't be able to use his extra 10% attack that allows him to 2-kit KO tanks on cities because of the com tower plus 10%, and Bumble denies that, and Shasha for the same reason, but even worse, because Shasha has even a worse day-to-day, and even though she can spam her CO power to counter that, she's gonna be only the same strength as Bumble in a couple of days. And yes, she will have more fans, but being weaker on day-to-day is such a big deal. And you have to fight to get your power. So you will be weaker until you get your power. And then you will be weaker again when you get it. So anyways, and I don't know if a storm is legal on this map. I have not considered it, to be honest. But let's just ignore the fact that storm exists, and let's focus on this mirror Bumble versus Bumble, which can be very interesting, although some people find very painful to play against a Bumble as Bumble. Anyways, let's use a straight jump to the match, guys. Alright guys, I didn't mention in the intro, but I'm only commenting this match from the point of view of Rhizo. I will call him Rhizo from now on because it's easier to pronounce. And the reason for that being is it's much more interesting in my opinion, although I could keep the simultaneous vision time to time. I don't mind neither. Also, I don't know if you like the new layout. I think it looks super smooth, guys, so let me know if you have any thoughts or feedback about that. Anyways, let's just think what Rhizo is doing. He's doing standard infantry wheels, as Mr. Canuck Good said, and turn 5 he wheels the first tank, the first vehicle. Okay, so he didn't go for any arty, any recon. Recons will have a hard time. Look, 1, 2, 3. Recons will get till here at most with the movement, so they will have a really hard time to get to any area. I mean, hard time. 3 turns, but it's a baseline map. So you better I think that the tank wheel is the most safe one. And if, yeah, I mean, you cannot go wrong with tanks wheels. Unless there is a clear meta in the map that there is an APC opening, like in the static. There is an APC opening also in Marengo. Well, in that opening in Marengo has a counter with recons, but you know what I mean, guys. Tanks as the first vehicle will cannot be wrong in FOC. Cannot be too wrong, at least. Anyways, day 6 wheels an artillery and an infantry, and then the recon and the tank. Because if you look at the mountains, there is some mountains, but there is no mountains around this southern area and this northern area, which are mirror both, and not as much in the middle, because yes, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you won't reveal as much as you could like. And sometimes you want to attack with your recon first, get the vision of the death ball, and then prepare your attack to be able to wall break and play tactically well. So recons are very important. Even if there is a lot of mountains, it's hard to make them redundant or bad. There would need to be a lot of how you call it, a lot of plains, a lot of forests to make them too bad to use, because they have 8 movement, and that's a lot. Right now, let's pretend, as always, that we don't see Go7 clicks. I will ask Demon Hunter, the developer of this program, if it's possible to make these clicks not be visible. Because yes, I can skip completely Go7 turn, but I don't know if we are gonna see any action, you know? I mean, in the turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probably, but I don't know where will it stop, being that the case. Anyways, both players are contesting the middle. Any of them are committing to the sizes right now. And one very important thing in FOC, well, in standard is also really important, is to control the middle. And here, Rhizo is prepared to do that. But the problem is, while he is prepared to kill the infantry that is capping this property, he is still 1 turn away to start capping this. And I don't think Go7 is gonna allow this happening if it has not happened yet. So, yeah, and he's protecting the cap with an artillery, but Rhizo was prepared to counter that. So I don't know if he's gonna. Okay, he's not gonna use his artillery. He's gonna wall break, attack the artillery, and reposition this, or bluff that he has no artillery, so the tank goes here and attack. But I mean, if I was Go7, I could attack from here, because I know there is. I mean, you still need vision of this tile, no, of this forest, but there is no way that an artillery goes here, because there is no use of an artillery here. But there is a use of an artillery here, because here, what is the purpose of an artillery here? So it could be safe to assume that is here, and that means that the best. Well, let's see how Go7's. Okay, he moved it anyways, and he revealed the vision of it, but he is covering completely this tank now. So anyways, he wills the anti-air, which is, it's in range but not in range of this tank. So This tank is in danger of mech plus copter. Let's see if he... Okay, an artillery, and the mech will finish it off. Okay, this is a... I think this is a roll, if I remember correctly, because this is 20% firepower versus 10% defense, which means I think it's a roll. I will throw the calculation up there. Okay, finish the tank, moves away the artillery. Yeah, this is already pretty devastating because you have lost one tank, one recon, and a bunch of HP on your infantry, while Go7 has only lost 2 infantry and an artillery is injured. But that's fine because the artillery can go to sit probably on this HQ, heal up, go to 7-9 HP and go back to cover units. And yeah, it's some cash, but it's not like a huge loss on momentum like this. Because losing one tank in early game can be detrimental. Anyways. The artillery was hiding in the mirror forest. No, not in the mirror. In this forest compared to Rhizo sides. And oof, that's dangerously close to an overextension. Because right now, if you look at it, okay, let's wait for... Okay, so now if you look at it, you have no backup. You have 2 tanks exposed, one of them in roads, one of the other on a city, but there is 3 tiles unable to attack it, so it can die. It can die to 2 tank and a luck roll from an infantry, and this can die too from these 2. Or 2 hit and 2 hit this. So these 2 tanks are gonna get hit hard next turn probably, and you have only 1 anti-air to cover them from copter attack, because if attacks this, you have no counterplay. Also, in a baseline map, building copters is more important in my opinion than in a 3-4 base maps. Because it's basically multiplying your unit count that turn per 1.5. So, and that's a big deal. And it also allows you to have 2 vehicles while also keeping up with your infantry count. Because the problem with baseline maps, and the reason why Rachel is stronger than in them, is because infantry count on baseline maps is much more lower, because you want to build much more vehicles and you have only 2 bases. So you can have still 2 vehicles, copters. I consider them vehicles because they are the equivalent to a tank in terms of the triangle, you know. But you still have 1 infantry, so it is really good. This is the best build you can do most of the time in a baseline airport map. Anyways, let's see if Go7 actually punish these 2 tanks, or if I was just speculating. He gets a lot of infantry hits, but he didn't attack these 2 tanks, so that's pretty good. I mean, at the end of the day, this is actually not that close to the bases. If you look at the forest, like, you have 2 forests to go through to get to this from this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it takes 3 turns from this base to arrive to these 2 tanks. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The same from here. So it's actually 3 turns away. And 3 turns away it's the same as him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. See, so he's in the contested zone, let's say. But Go7 is at the moment applying pressure on this property up there, which is gonna swing 2k in favor of him, and also is applying pressure here with a copter, and Rhizo has not an answer to it. And this copter, I mean, it will be risky to give it free range, but right now, if Go7 goes for it, it will have no punishment. Anyways, let's see. So he's able to interrupt the cap, but he has to give up the middle control for it. And right now, he's spread thing. He has 1.5 tank here with an anti-air, 1 tank here with artillery here. So yeah, I mean, we still have to see the end of each turn. And this tank is not covering this tank, but at least you have these 3 tanks together, so it's not as bad. And he's bringing this copter probably to deal with this in the next turn. Well, in the next turn will be in range of covering the units, but Go7 takes advantage of that and finish the vision. So right now, in a baseline map, you don't want to wheel more recons than necessary. Yes, you want to wheel recons if they are good because of the vision, but they are, for the same reason as infantry is important, is you want to wheel as many vehicles as possible, and you have only 2 bases, so you don't want to spend one of your bases wielding the recon if you can wheel tank or copter infantry tank. So killing a recon, it's much more valuable in a base light than in a 3 bases map. Anyways, let's see how Rhizo's answers. So he attacks the recon and groups up with the tanks. So this right now is looking not super solid. This tank is quite exposed, so it's exposed to a 2-hit KO from these 2 units. But for the rest, it's still not close, and you are letting yourself exposed to attacks. And this artillery, yes, it's covering this tank, but still, you can attack from here with a copter, and then here with a tank, and this will die, and the tank will be on a 40 defense, which is good enough. But right now, Rhizo noticed that he has to reinforce his units, because there is something coming to this. Okay, this is probably an artillery from here, I will guess. If it's an artillery, it can only be from here. That's a copter. Bye bye artillery. Very important to finish off those units, because this 1 HP mech allowed this artillery dying. That's why you want to kill units in fog, because they give vision. They also can stay on forest and give more vision, but if they stay in a forest, they still need 2 actions to kill an annoying 1 HP unit, which is 1 HP unit. Like, what the fuck? You are wasting 2 units for it? Anyways, this is very scary to look at, because you know there is artillery here. You know, you have lost 1 tank, 1 artillery. You have to retreat, but if you retreat and regroup, you are giving up at least 1 city, probably the 2, and you will have to answer to that. But the indirect that is here, and potentially even more, can cover these caps. And yeah, but let's see. Raizo decides to jump into this and gets 2 nice kills. Decides to go for the kill on the infantry, so he's able to weaken this mech instead of going for the tank. He set up this infantry to be able to start capping here, which is quite risky, because if you think about it, is yeah, okay, this is this infantry is gonna stay here, it's gonna try to cap this, and it will make a vehicle in the best case scenario from here to waste a turn, and in the worst case scenario, 2 infantry, well, not 2 infantry, a recon and an infantry will 2-hit KO it, and you will lose 1 infantry. And what would you say about losing infantry in baseline maps? It's very important. It's much more important than normally, and normally it's very important. Anyways, Go7 goes against for this, and he has quite a lot of intel to know that most of Rhizo forces are around in the middle, so this can be stopped, but not interrupted for much longer. Anyways, he's getting a lot of chaos. Ex Machina, oh my god. And yeah, that's a GG Super CEO, because at the end of Rhizo turn, he was not close for it, and that's a detrimental mistake. I didn't remember to consider the powers, but I should have, and Rhizo should have too, because right now getting the power 15, I mean, it can be difficult if there is not a lot of engagement to take 15, but there is 3 tanks exposed and more units behind them, so even if you have to sack something, you will get that. So yeah, Ex Machina, the whole army gets stunned. Not the whole army, but what's left from it. And this is probably a GG. Let's see. Ex Machina, but Go7 probably misdirected the Ex Machina with a medium tank, and maybe probably he prepared a medium tank here, or 3 vehicles around this area, and yeah, and if the Ex Machina drop it around here, maybe, but yeah, the only job that Go7 had after popping that Ex Machina that was a GG was to make sure that the Rhizo Ex Machina didn't drop on his frontline army. Anyways, this was a fast commentary, but I was feeling like redeeming myself from the last video, because, okay, don't say this to anyone, guys, but I recorded the last 2 videos with my webcam microphone instead of this, and that's why it sounds like I was in a fishbowl. And I improved the last video, the one I comment about Kanbei and Rhizo Mancher, the way I filter the sound, and I with some of software. But if my microphone is not being used, it's no stupid. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this fast commentary video. It's really nice to see how easy it seems to play when you know the game. But I'm sure Rhizo was sweating this game. He was. You feel the pressure when you play against a very good opponent. And my advice for that is, I mean, if you get up there, you will start to recognize names. But if you are a new player, like 800s, 900s, even 1000, Try to don't look at your opponent profile and see, oh my god, he's 1000, I'm 800, he's gonna wipe the floor with me. No, don't look at the profile, try to play your best, and it's not like you are gonna get any important information, because yes, I want to look at the profile and see what Ceos tends to play, and I'm gonna try to counter that. But come on, you try to pick the best CEO that adapts to your playstyle and onto the map and to the tier. So if it is, for example, tier 1 and you like to stall, pick like Hawk or maybe Bomball in this map, and yeah, that's it. For example, even if a guy is Javier Mine, if he picks Javier on this map, he's gonna struggle a little bit to hold these comp towers, because he's gonna start bleeding infantry to try to cap this, and if he starts to bleed infantry as Javier and you are probably Bomball, that means he's losing on a baseline map infantry, so that's a big deal. Anyways guys, see you on the next video, thank you for watching, bye bye.